Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watch One. Thanks for logging on. Today we're looking at the Hublot Big Bang Unico King Gold. You can see this 18-karat King Gold in rose gold on our website, watchyowant.com. Purchase it there, and if you enjoy these videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Watch You Want Inc. You can also click on the card in the upper right-hand corner of the screen at any time to see our full listing for this watch with additional details of pricing, high-resolution images, and accessories included. Now on my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see why Hublot is known as the bad boy of Swiss watchmaking. This is a watch that makes a statement, so you better be ready to answer to it. This isn't a timepiece that can ever be missed, regardless of the size of your wrist, even if it's all in proportion and you have a tree trunk for a forearm. Anything with a skeleton dial, this much gold, and a case that looks like the endoskeleton of a skyscraper under construction is destined to pop off. It pops off, it pops out, it stands out, and it boldly declares itself. There's a reason that with very few changes, this watch has become a Ferrari-branded product. It has that kind of public profile. And you can see, the case is built like a traditional Hublot, which is to say it's essentially a modular construction. Now 45 millimeters across the round of the case, not including pushers, crown guard, or crown, is more of an academic measurement here because there really is no round portion of the case. Go ahead, measure any diagonal. You're going to get a measurement bigger than 45. Now in terms of thickness, it's 16 millimeters thick, and you can see that with the case flanks cantilevering outward, it's definitely going to cause a sleeve or a cuff to get hung up. Unless you have a very loose jacket or sweater, expect this one to stand out, and frankly, that's the reason you buy an Hublot. Now the Lug Tolaga measurement to this one is immense. 57.5 millimeters from lug to lug. The watch wears smaller than that. I will say, Hublot deserves credit for designing oversized watches for average-sized wrists. Now you can see the beautifully crafted ceramic, titanium, and rose gold deployant clasp. Twin trigger, it opens with positive action, so you have to squeeze the triggers, not friction fit. It's not going to pop open accidentally, so you have real security on the wrist. What I also like is that it's minderless, which is to say all of the excess, and you can see that to good advantage here, all of the excess strap is tucked underneath the clasp to create a very clean profile when the clasp is closed. The other thing that's nice is that Hublot allows you to adjust the strap with various buckle points, so you don't have to take the plunge, hold your breath, and cut the rubber strap as you often do when you purchase a new luxury sports watch on a rubber strap. This one can be adjusted conventionally using a pin buckle within the clasp. Now I will say that Hublot's straps are always among the absolute best in the business. Natural vulcanized rubber, Hublot's been working on this since 1980. They were the first to combine a gold case with a rubber strap. In 1980 it was sacrilegious. Today it's chic, and Hublot still does it better than anyone. With a beautiful visual integration and taper of that molded strap into the form of the lugs, it looks good. And because the strap is wonderfully supple on the wrist, it feels good. But there's more to it than that, because Hublot's Big Bang Unico features an automotive-inspired quick-release lug system. You simply push the key at center, and you release the strap. So if you want to re-equip it with a bracelet, re-equip it with a textile, re-equip it with leather, you can easily do so without the intervention of a jeweler or a tool. Keeps the watch unmarred by your screwdriver efforts. And the bottom line is, the watch does make the most of screws, just in a different sense. You can see all of the titanium H-pattern Hublot signature screws holding on the bezel, flanking the quick release of the strap. In the past, Hublot's even used them in the clasp itself, this one being blazoned only with gold. Hublot counterpunches by fixing the bezel gasket outboard on both sides with those same signature screws. And the watch is a celebration of material fusion, more of those screws on the flanks. It's a combination of resin composite inserts, a titanium case core, this ultra red colored King Gold. That's what King Gold is. It's a very red, what would traditionally be called 5N red gold, and rubber. So let's count all the materials I can see here. I have sapphire, I have titanium bolts, I have King Gold, I have composite inserts. Naturally, I've also got titanium in the clasp, and the watch has 3 sapphires, not 1. So let's count them. There's the sapphire over the dial, there's the sapphire that forms the base for the applied Arabic numerals and indices, and then there's the sapphire that bears the rotating date track underneath all of the applied and almost suspended indices and calibrations of the dial. The Unico Movement was designed essentially from the inside out, so a lot of the features of the watch that would traditionally be on a case back are actually on the open dial. Now watch underneath my thumb. You can see the lateral clutch of the chronograph. engaging and disengaging. It's controlled, and I'll show you this to good effect, it's controlled by the column wheel, which is actually visible on the open dial. You just have to move the hands out of the way. Now you can see the column wheel at the 6 o'clock position, and you can see as I actually start and stop the watch, the column wheel is in action. It's more than a pretty sight, as it achieves the kind of tactile and an audible satisfaction that one expects from a traditionally tuned, traditionally built chronograph movement. Those who are used to the old Valjoux 7750 Hublot movements are going to love the Unico. Now this is the caliber 1242. It is a flyback chronograph. It does have silicone pallet and escape wheel, which we'll try to see through the case back. They're actually an iridescent blue-purple right beneath the balance. Can't quite see them from this angle, but what you can see is just how much of the backside of the movement has been opened up and skeletonized. The tungsten carbide winding mass is borne on a skeletonized rotor that at center is anchored by ceramic rotor bearings for very high efficiency, unlubricated, again, high efficiency and long life. They energize a 72-hour power reserve, so if you're the type who likes to rotate between watches, it's nice to know you can put this one down and it'll still be ticking a couple of days later. Now the watch does have a screw-down crown, and thanks to that screw-down crown, the watch achieves 100-meter water resistance. So again, if you're bold enough and brave enough to wear a watch like this in public, the bottom line is you're probably also brave enough to wear it in the pool, and the watch is definitely up to it, technically speaking, as well as all material specifications. Now the watch does have immense heft in the hand. In spite of the titanium inner case and the rubber strap, you're getting a tremendous amount of gold here. Hublot is the kind of watch that looks special, but with the advent of the Unico movements, it's a watch that operates in a special fashion, as special on the inside as they've always been on the outside. The Big Bang Unico King Gold really brings it all together for Hublot. You can see it and you can buy it on our website, watchyouvant.com.